Hi everyone, this is tonight's remote viewing. First off, thank you for taking time to visit me. So tonight I used an HCRV technique, a heart-centered remote viewing technique. If you are a student of HCRV, you may want to try and use this technique. In this technique, we go into the altered state, the trance state, and then we focus on a photograph of the person we are attempting to make contact with. Tonight, the image I focused on was Merrick Garland, and here is some of the information that I received about the Justice Department under Merrick Garland and what I see going forward. The first feeling I have as Merrick Garland, putting myself in the position of being Merrick Garland, aligning myself with the energy of this individual, is that it's very important for him to keep himself safe because there's a lot of security around him right now. And that's because his investigation into January 6th created a situation where a lot of people feel threatened by him and a lot of people want to stop the investigation. And so one of the first things I felt as Merrick Garland was fear that I had a target on my back, fear that there were people in positions of power that wanted to stop this investigation and stop me from doing the work that I was doing. And I can't stress enough how important I felt it was to keep this individual safe and to make his security as tight as possible, even to the point of people who were part of Homeland Security, part of the FBI, looking at possible assassination options for this person. So looking at ways that they could literally take Merrick Garland out. So that was the first thing that I felt, that he really had a target on his head and that extreme measures may have to be taken in order to keep him safe. It's the first thing I felt going into this person's energy was that he was targeted. Now, there's a couple different ways they might try and target him. One is to physically threaten him. And the other is to do everything in their power to stop him, stop the investigation, and get him out of the Justice Department. And there are people in positions of power in D.C. that if the Republicans take control of the House, the Senate, they're going to do everything in their power to shut this investigation down, because there is this real fear that as this investigation continues, people that are high up in security will start to be named and associated with the plot of January 6th. So this is the first feeling I get as Merrick Garland. The other thing that's very close to this investigation has to do with the fact that Merrick Garland is working closely with people in the FBI regarding possible informants or people who were sympathetic to January 6th. And so we're now in a situation where we could start seeing prosecution, charges, and questioning of people that are actually part of American security, Homeland Security, and also the feds, where now we're going to start to see people in positions of power that are part of American security being raided, being charged, being arrested, being charged with sedition. It's not just a couple of crazy people running around. This is starting to look like there's a huge connection to the FBI. And specifically, I felt the closest energy that Merrick Garland was working with was the FBI and people inside the FBI who had been compromised and had been part of the January 6th uprising. And I think specifically there are three people that will start to come to the surface that are in positions of power in the FBI that are going to be questioned regarding their involvement in January 6th and It's a very scary time because on the one hand, he's getting assistance from the FBI, but at the same time, there are people in positions of power that are still in the FBI that were there under Trump, that were sympathetic with Trump and seem to have been helping Trump. So we've seen and we've heard things about Homeland Security and what was going on in Michigan, etc. But for some reason, the attention here is really focused on the FBI, and possibly it's because the FBI may have buried investigations, covered up investigations, and part of that may have been because of sympathy or pressure from the previous administration. So it's very tense, but specifically I'm seeing 3 individuals, and I think this is probably going to be coming out in the near future. So I'm just surprised that Christopher Wray is still there, because it's just very obvious when you go into this energy that the FBI has been compromised and that the people that are investigating are themselves under investigation. All right, that's all I have for you tonight. Thanks for watching this quick remote view, and I'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.